As geographers, we're used to dealing with data sets. Sometimes those data sets are quite small. Say it's a set of data that we've collected from a river study that we've done with our pupils. But sometimes those data sets are big, really big, world-sized data sets. And it's important that we have tools at hand to help us to manage those data sets so that we can start to understand the patterns in them. One of the tools that we will use for that, of course, is good old Excel and the spreadsheet. I managed to get a data set here for the super spreader events related to COVID-19 all around the world. This is a big data set. If I scroll on down here through all of these rows, we see that we have in total over 2,000 events here. There's absolutely no way that you're going to easily or readily see patterns just in a table as it is, but we're used to using some of the tools in Excel to try and bring a little bit of order and help us to see the pattern. So if I select all and go data and sort, of course I can sort by any one of the columns. So let's say that I want to know the setting that these happened in. I can just choose that, click OK, and there's the setting column, and I can scroll on down and see the different settings that these events occurred in. Of course, can turn those into graphs as well. But what if we were able to do something similar with mapping a data set of this size? What if we were able to take this into a GIS map and do something equivalent to help us see some of the patterns? Well, that's exactly what we're going to discover how to do in this video. I've already taken this spreadsheet and imported it into ArcGIS, and I've done just a little bit of basic manipulation of the data. I've shown in proportional circles that show the size of the total number of cases and then the key for the indoor and outdoors. Now what we can easily do here is begin to see where some of those patterns are. Most of them are indoor or a mixture of indoor, outdoor, and what we can do is click on any one of these and start to get a little bit of an idea of what happens in this event that caused these things to occur. This one was a sports game, and there was a little bit of outdoor, but there was some indoor settings like a bar and transportation as well. And you can go around there and have a look at any one of those pieces of information and see that global pattern. But there's still a lot of information here, and indeed there's a lot of information in the spreadsheet that isn't being displayed in the map, which we might be interested in having a look at. So how do we do the equivalent of that sort in the spreadsheet in a map like this? Actually, it's very simple. We come over here to the Content tab, and the first thing that I would recommend for you to do is to click on this and to show the table, and then we can just drag this up. And what this will allow us to do is to have a look through here and see what some of the settings were that we might want to explore. So why don't we look at household? Why don't we filter or sort by household? I'm just going to close this down again to create a little bit more room, and we come over to do that to this filter tab. Click on it. And I need to tell the map which of the columns we're going to be using, and that column here is the primary setting, and I'm going to type in here household, and I just simply apply the filter, and there we go. Go and have a look at any of these locations, and you can click on these and again find out a little bit more about what was happening. So what other types would we be interested in looking at? So the first thing I need to do is click back on there to remove that filter. That brings them all back on again, and I can go back into the spreadsheet again by clicking on there and have a look down to see if there's anything else that catches my eye. Let's go and visit the bars, shall we? Let's see what's happening there. So we come back to the filter, click on it, and remember we're telling the map which of the data columns or categories we want to use, and we're filtering it by bar, and we apply the filter, and lo and behold they come up on the map. We'll go and explore these. Now remember our key and our legend, most of these are indoor as you can see, so we'll go and have a look at what's been happening at any one of these. Again, you can click on there and have a little bit of a look at some of the details. It's very, very simple. It's just a simple matter of, we'll take that filter off so we go back into the table, and anything that catches your eye there. What about schools? So we have a look at that. Just close that so we can see the map. Come back over here, click, and we're telling the map which of the categories we want to use, and we want to look for the events that happened in a school. We click on here. There's one there in Scotland, and we discover that this is a special school where there was a super spreader event, and not surprising because those teachers work in such close contact with the pupils that they're working with. So that's a very, very simple way where we can apply a similar principle to that which we do on the spreadsheet to sort by different categories in order to filter on this map, in order to help us to see the patterns better and to really explore the data that's contained in the spreadsheet.